Welcome to the radish trial. In this experiment we will discover the effects chemical fertilizer and organic fertilizer has on the quality and yields of radishes, and how these results could potentially influence the way Australian farmers grow their vegetables. For the next 2 months I will be conducting a radish trial. In this trial I will be comparing chemically grown radishes, organically grown radishes and a control group of radishes.
Abstract. Chemical treatments will produce radishes of higher quality and yield, e.g. weight. The word quality refers to the standard of something as measured against other things of a similar kind, the degree of excellence of something. I will investigate this through a radish trial consisting of 6 treatment beds, 3 located in established soil that has been previously used to grow vegetables, and 3 in virgin soil that contains eligible nutrients and microorganisms. The result of this experiment was astounding. Findings include the discovery that organic and chemical growing methods both performed consistently better than the no treatment at all. Also, chemical treatments and organic treatments both had similar yield. Finally, I discovered that organic methods produce vegetables of higher quality, although less visually appealing. The hypothesis I developed for my radish trial is the quality, class, grade and yields of the organically, environmentally sustainable radishes will be lesser than the quality, class, grade and yields of the chemically grown radishes. The control will produce lesser quality, class, grade and yields than both other treatments. I wish to test which treatment method will have the most sustainable quality and yields for the future world supply and environmental viability. Chemical versus organic farming practices is the debate of the 21st century, deciphering whether healthy, low-chemical, environmentally friendly and expensive organic food is better than fast-growing, uniform, cheap, efficient and environmentally risky chemically grown food is a challenge. People have different opinions on this matter, ranging from organic activists promoting the more environmentally friendly growing method to the traditional chemical farmers who are looking for the highest yields possible. Many reports have looked into this issue I am confronting and found similar results to the data I found. All these reports have come to the same conclusion, that in relation to yields, chemical is better. Some reports, however, concluded that organic can produce higher quality, more nutritious vegetables, which surprised me at first, but then was backed up by my results from the radish trial. What are the yield and quality differences between chemically grown radishes and organically grown radishes, and the impacts this information has on Riverland vegetable growers? I decided to conduct my research at home, in my existing vegetable garden and the space outside my garden. Each individual treatment plot measured 1.1 metres by 1.2 metres, because I wished to make each plot identically suited for one sprinkler to have the most effective water distribution. I planted 6 treatments, each containing 8 replicates, with each replicate containing 5 radish plants. Thus a total of 235 radish plants were grown. Throughout my research I was required to consider ethics. These included not spending too much money on chemical and organic fertilizers, taking care when applying chemicals to the environment as they may have the potential to damage the ecosystems, considering the health of my soil when applying pesticides, e.g. snail pellets and beer trap, and using a blind test upon the radishes to ensure bias is not causing outliers in my data. The method I used to gather my data at the conclusion of the radish trial was attained through weighing and visually grading the radishes and tops. This method proved very effective as it gave me viable data which produced measurable and visible trends. I gained the knowledge to weigh and visually grade the radishes from Andrew Doakey, a qualified specialist agronomist. I also used my pre-existing knowledge of the program Microsoft Excel to tabulate and analyse the data I collected. The world must eat. It is a fundamental part of life. Without food, we would be nothing. We need food to live. We need vegetables to live. Organically grown vegetables have presented me with a viable alternative to chemically grown vegetables. Throughout my research, I have seen all the reasons supporting this growing method. On the other hand, chemically grown vegetables bring out the best in plants, maximise. However, this comes at a cost. The environment suffers due to the nitrogen leaching into waterways, which can cause unnatural algae growth, resulting in the death of aquatic plants. The reason that farmers love growing with chemical fertilizers may be due to the fact that they want the quickest, most efficient way of growing plants with the highest yield. However, they do not consider the negative impacts these chemicals may have on the environment in the long term. In my trial, there were a number of things I could have done differently. Firstly, putting a more phosphorus-rich mix of chemical fertilizer would have benefited the radish plants. Additionally, I did not address the splitting issue evident in my radish plant by giving the plants calcium. Therefore, a prescription of calcium should have been taken into account for my chemical treatments. Furthermore, the treatment beds themselves could have been moved further apart in order to eliminate contamination of the bed. My results have many implications for Australia today. Farmers will have a clearer understanding of the advantages of each growing method, and therefore will be able to select which method best suits their growing style for future world food supply. In addition to the implications listed above, there are consequences for other issues apart from my research question. These include the use of pesticides, herbicides, and comparing them with organic alternatives, looking at how these artificial chemicals also damage the environment, analysing GM and non-GM foods and their effect on the nutritional benefits of fruits and vegetables, and also deciding whether a super farm method, which comprises mass hydroponic systems, is a better method for our future food supply. Throughout my trial, there were a few unexpected results that were of interest. When closely examining some of the radishes in the organic and control groups, some of the tops were eaten by what looked like a grub-like creature. This is remarkable because the grub did not eat the radishes in the chemical treatment, but only the organic and controlled treatments. Further research regarding the yield and quality differences between chemical and organic produce should be made, looking at the various growing methods including organic and chemical, but also hydroponics, should be considered. Additionally, the nutritional information differences between each growing method should be analysed to prove which growing method is healthier and more beneficial to the consumer. All vegetable and fruit crops should be tested to find which has the higher quality and the better yields. During my research, I sent my results to Riverland to be statistically analysed, which involves collecting and scrutinising every data sample in a set of items from which conclusions can be drawn. From my data, Riverland concluded that there were no significant statistical differences between organic and chemically grown radishes. This meant that if the trial was to be repeated, the results could change and therefore makes my data void. The knowledge of this does not confirm the reports I have analysed, showing that there was always a superior growing method. The evidence suggesting the absence of significant statistical difference chemically and organically grown radishes can be seen on your screen now. As you'll notice, both of the organic and the chemical box plots are closely matched, and therefore there is little significant differences to be statistically different.
By looking at the graph, the tops to bulb weight ratio changes with the different soil types. The established radish crops performed a total of 3 grams better overall than the virgin soil, possibly suggesting existing soil has the ability to grow better products. Within the virgin soil, the chemical radishes grew a lot better than the organic and control counterparts. As we can see on graph 2, the radish bulb weight of chemical and organic treatments are very closely ranked. However, despite this similarity, chemically grown radishes still have better bulb weights. Similarly to the trend in graph 1, the established beds produced better bulb weights in all treatments. In the final graph, similarly to graph 1 in the established soils, organic had a better top to bulb ratio, meaning the plants were healthier and had an ability to produce higher yields with higher quality. So what can we gain from this data? Overall, by looking at the data, it is clear that there are no significant yield differences between organic and chemical methods. In addition to yields, the quality of the produce must be considered. Organic performed very strongly in this field, showing that although its yields were similar to chemical, it made up for its slow growth with high quality yields. Growing vegetables with no special treatment at all consistently produced less yields and quality than chemical and organic growing methods. And to be sure that we care for our environment, we must use a combination of chemical and organic growing methods. This will mean we will still have enough food to eat, but also we do not excessively damage the environment. Throughout my research, I was able to overcome my own bias when discussing organic practices by ensuring I consulted many sources to research, therefore giving my research credibility and reliability. My question could provide future study in the area of comparative effects about knowing which method is more beneficial for the farmers, e.g. creating a website called Which is Best about the benefits of both methods. Finally, my experiment can be summed up with the following quote. In the end, to achieve sustainable food security, we will probably need many different techniques, including organic, conventional, and possibly hybrid systems, to produce more food at affordable prices, ensuring livelihoods for farmers and reducing the economical costs of agriculture.
An important lesson in the garden is to never leave your tools lying around, especially a rake, because you can get it